I've just finished working on this new book for TASCHEN, and it's called Small Stories of Great Artists, and it's an anthology, a compilation of a series of children's books that I've been working on for about 30 years. So they are about artists like Van Gogh and Frida Kahlo and Cézanne. And the thing that's kind of unique about this is that the events are seen through the eyes of real children who actually knew the artists. Many years ago I was an art teacher, and I found that the kids were most interested in stories about these great artists. That's what really brought them alive. And so the first book that I did in the series was Camille and the Sunflowers. And I found that by telling the story through the eyes of this real boy, Camille Rouland, the son of the postmaster in Arles where Van Gogh lived, that the reader could kind of piggyback through the story and see everything through the eyes of this little boy. And it did really well for me. And then I began this kind of journey really, tackling one artist after another in the same way. And in each case I went on a kind of detective hunt, going to the place where the artist had painted, going into their studios and finding out about this real child. And in some cases I actually met those children as adults, like Picasso's model, Sylvette David, who I got to know really well. So it was a really exciting business getting into that detective work in order to put the books together. I'm a great believer in conveying positivity to young children. So for example, my Van Gogh book is a book about being an outsider, about tolerance, about prejudice, about how we treat people who are different. The Frida Kahlo book is a story about overcoming adversity. It's a kind of feminist tale, if you like. I think these stories are timeless. I think they are more relevant now than when I first started thinking about them 25, 30 years ago. And that's because I think people are craving hands-on experience, working with materials, working with paints, being in nature, doing things in a more direct way in this very digital world. I think we're all afraid that children might get lost in this digital world. And what's so wonderful about these artists is the direct experience, the direct sensation of walking up a mountain, of making a painting. And so that's what I'm trying to convey in my stories. Picture books, especially for young children, are an absolutely fundamental part of their development. We shared books with our children when they were really babies, long before they can read, just sitting on our lap, looking at the pictures, beginning to have conversations. You've got the child, you've got the adult, and you've got the book. And that's a wonderful triangle. It's fundamental, it's essential.